Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Masks and Muses, our Dragon Age game here on Restless Barbarian Gaming. I'm the Game Master Aloysius, and it's the penultimate episode of Season 2. So, oh boy.
Nice. Breaking out the big words.
I would say, what happened last time? What didn't happen last time? Well, Buccio was having an extremely chill time, just hanging out at the bar.
Yeah. Buccio was like the very picture of Zen calm the entire episode.
Yeah. He was extremely unbothered until basically the very end.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I feel like we have so much to recap. So much and not much at the same time. But essentially, Aiden's plan got put into action to try and prevent Valeria's parents, Lord and Lady Vargas, from taking their daughter from absconding with their daughter, rightfully so.
Right, exactly. He was only defending her. Yeah.
Yes, if anything, this has just justified every decision they've ever intended.
Yeah.
So, brought Aosia in to assist under the guise of she was going to be stopping potential kidnappers.
Yes.
And
she was stopping kidnappers. Yes.
Yes.
From this side of the table, that's how it went down.
Yeah. After a bit of struggle, did successfully mind wipe the parents from speaking with the dean. However, it did not erase their memory of their whole purpose to begin for being there to begin with, which was to retrieve their daughter.
There's always going to be hurdles and surprises and everything else. And to be fair, magic is difficult. So I mean, Aiden accepted that the Aosia might not have been able to cast the spell to the degree or the effect, or even on the first time that he was expecting, but that's okay. He was ready to work with it.
Yes.
He didn't give up.
And then after Aosia had done her duty in that regard, she had wandered off, leaving Aiden with the parental units and his cohort waiting in the shadows.
Yes.
And went to the dorm. Valeria had long been taken away elsewhere.
Exactly. The parents had requested, nay, even demanded that they go to her dorm, even though he was like, she's transferred out, she won't be there, but as you wish, and he took them there. He did. And so he was doing as they requested.
Yes. However, upon getting there, Aiden made a bit of a realization after looking at some of the more detailed adornments of Augustine Vargas's clothes, which was
they were motherfucking assassins.
He was in fact a member of the Antivan Crows.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Wait, am I supposed to say this out loud? Sorry, I'm like, oh, that's so sexy, actually.
Yeah. It's okay, it was very sexy. But that, besides, went to go see the dean after
finding her dorm empty and all of her things there.
Yeah. Yes, and all of her belongings still there.
Wait, they were Antivan Crows, not there to kill anybody.
No, they were literally just there to retrieve her daughter. Literally just there to retrieve their daughter.
Opinions differ, okay? Your mileage may vary, all right? There's obviously alternative truths here, okay?
Yes.
Alternative facts, as it were.
A bunch of high-profile assassins rolled up to the school and they're like, hey, Pookie, you ready to go, sweetheart?
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
So then they head off to the dean because Aiden can no longer prolong it.
Right.
However, he had put a contingency in place of Aosia making laxative-filled baked goods to give to the dean in hopes of indisposing him. They arrive at the office. he is most certainly not indisposed.
He was not indisposed.
He is chowing down on those treats and entirely unfazed.
Oh.
To which Aiden tries to salvage the situation by
he's like, what
by
the fuck? She's
by handing the dean a forged letter, a forged transfer that he had allegedly written that also Aiden should have no means of having,
with a flourish. yeah. And
so
you're a very busy man.
So
you obviously have hundreds of students. You just forgot this one. And she hasn't actually been here. You're mistaken. But
yes. So needless to say, that did not end well.
No.
Aiden went to jail.
That did not end well, and the dean told him to go retrieve Valeria Vargas, and then after that they could discuss his continued enrollment at the university.
Yeah.
To which Aiden made the most drastic.
It was Plan D.
Leap, that he took Augustine Vargas into the catacombs that we all know exist beneath the university.
Right, exactly. The underground ancient catacombs, the heart of Aiden Kincaid's empire.
And jumped him with a dozen other students, all 9 of which who were murdered by this Antivan crow.
Yes. A dozen students, 9 of which were murdered by the crow. Murdered in cold blood.
No, wait. What?
It gets better.
It keeps going. That's the thing.
No.
I was like, the remaining 3 actively shitting their pants flee. Aiden flees. Augustine.
Faster than he's ever moved in his entire
Aiden,
life.
did you fight? Did you even fight a little bit? Aiden?
He did. He tried to defend his students. He was simply protecting them.
Yes, Augustine pursues, vanishes like Batman. I'll say assails Aiden from a rooftop, cuts him up a little bit before Aosia very briefly hears his screaming. He was filleting
Aiden, opening him up like a fish. And so Aiden was on the ground with slashes in his back, like screaming for his life.
It may have been somewhat deserved.
Yes, I was saying. So this is where we get to the true. This is where we get to the truly good part. Aosia moves faster than she ever thought she could move. Gets there, plenty of time. Mind blasts Augustine. Interposes herself between Aiden and Augustine, and
blast him again.
Yep. And Augustine explains the situation. Aosia turns to Aiden, who is already running away screaming for the guards, leaving Aosia alone with the Antivan crow who could kill her. And luckily, that does not happen, and they work it out very nicely, and Augustine says that if Aosia is ever in Antiva, he'll treat her to coffee. But
Aww.
To which she said, I'm more of a tea lady, and he said we can work with that.
Aww. Yeah. Does Valeria's parents need a third? That's so cute. Anyways.
Look, wait, you don't know their situation, but
So okay,
anyways, Aiden finds the guards. They get sent off. He finds Valeria. He tries to explain the situation from his perspective.
The truth of the situation.
I would say she essentially tells him to fuck off and that she never wants to see him again. Yeah,
she stabbed him in the heart, figuratively and emotionally and psychologically. Like, she broke his heart and left him a shattered wreck of a man, in the hallway there.
Yep. And
wait, so this was Valeria who said this?
Yes, this was Valeria who said this.
Yeah,
his most jump her dad.
She said she never wanted to see him again. She said he was whack ass, 2-time, and lying ass, no dick, no balls.
All these actual words.
Written.
Yeah,
Verbatim.
I would say that's verbatim what she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Aiden is left alone with a box from a mysterious individual that
Yes.
Valeria seemingly left for him, and Aosia
About to
goes.
pick Mary up as a friend just to make Aiden jealous.
Yes, I would say Aosia goes off, finds Buccio,
Yeah.
cries a lot, and asks if Buccio would ever lie to her, to which he did not say anything, which did not reassure her. And then she ended crying all through the night in the arms of her boyfriend.
Yes.
Although,
Oh my
let the record reflect,
God.
Buccio did walk her home.
Yes,
Yes.
Buccio did walk her home. Buccio made sure she was all
And
good
on a
before
girl
the boyfriend
code,
showed up.
Cold red.
Bro, and Buccio, I will say valiantly, did not say "I told you so" to her face.
Oh,
Yes.
wanted to.
He wanted to so badly.
So
but
bad.
he-
Said it a
Just like
million
I've
times.
been waiting for this moment my entire time.
There were several moments where he opened his mouth and then closed it, like, you know.
The willpower save he made in that moment saved us all, because it would have been Crash Out Central.
yeah.
Right. Like, you
I
know
was-
what? What if I do let demons possess me, actually?
What if I just
y'all want to
give
play
in?
games?
What if I just give in?
Yeah.
Well, after that 10 minutes of recap,
That was
I think-
incredible. I can't believe it.
It was a
Uh,
ride. Yeah.
yeah, I believe we will get into this episode, to which I think we'll just pick up with Aiden, because why not?
Okay.
This is so exciting. I can't wait
Okay.
to see if there's character growth from this or if he's like, I can do worse.
I can quadruple down. It's fine.
Now listen,
Uh,
Aiden learns from his mistakes, and he is not
Okay.
one to easily give up. So he's got plans. So we open the curtains part with our hero, down on his
and
luck.
as I was saying, and as Aiden's delusions overtake him,
Exactly.
he hears
Coping
a
mechanism.
he hears a knock on the door, where he is curled up, holding a box,
Yeah.
and
So
yeah.
So he is going to he's got to see his remaining living members of his cult. I'm sorry, his organization at some point here. That is the one thing. So he has perhaps summoned them in his way, and perhaps this is who he's expecting, but I doubt it. I doubt that that's who's going to be at the door. So he's going to open up the door to whoever is there.
okay, you open the door,
No.
and it is the two guards that you had retrieved.
Oh, gentlemen, yes. And he's going to be like, he's going to clean himself up. He's going to give himself a once over, and it's clearly crestfallen and traumatized by the recent events. The scars on his back are still healing, and he says, "So how can I help today?"
We need you to come with us.
Okay. Right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me get my things, and I will come with you. And he is going to, just in case he's unable to get any speaking time with them, he's going to quick scribble a note for a impromptu meeting and deliver it to the first organization member he comes across on his way with the guards. So yeah.
All right.
And then he's going to prepare himself for what must no doubt be his testimony in the abhorrent act of murder that was committed by an Antivan assassin on the campus.
Okay, and so you follow them.
Yes, he will. go
Okay,
with
they
it.
take you. They lead you back to the dean's office.
Yeah.
Um.
Does he come across any of his own associates?
You do not.
Okay.
Actually.
That's unfortunate.
But you arrive to the dean's office, provided you just follow them. And upon entering the dean's office, you find Lord and Lady Vargas, Valeria, the dean, 2 other guards, and your 3 remaining disciples.
There they are. Yeah. My 3 remaining living witnesses who witnessed the tragedy and murder of their compatriots. Friends.
Yeah. And the dean looks at you and then your 3 associates.
Yeah.
And just says, I do think that you understand that you are no longer enrolled at this university.
Well,
regardless of any other circumstances surrounding this whole ordeal.
You know what? I would expect nothing less from what is very obviously a corrupt administration of this university, trying to sweep under the rug the bloody killings, slayings even of the scholars here, the astute and remarkable young minds that were in attendance here.
And I'll say to which Lord Vargas speaks up and says, "That is a funny way of saying self-defense."
Well, that's exactly what it was. As my 3 dear friends here can testify to, against, I guess it's your word, as the murderer of 9 of our brightest minds on campus.
Okay. And to which one of the guards speaks up, saying, points to you, Aiden, and says, "You with me," and then points to one of the other guards, says, "You with the 3 of them," and then points to the 2 remaining guards and says, "You 2 with that one," and points to Lord Vargas. And Lord Vargas turns to his wife and says, "Take Valeria out of here. I will join you as soon as I am able." And,
I'll see you in court, you murderer!
And she says, "Of course. Come on, Valeria, dear." And she starts sort of like guiding Valeria out of the office. And to which Valeria sort of like lingers for a moment. But then just keeps going.
He's not even making eye contact. He's already.
Yep, she does not look back.
Yeah, no, neither one of them, because he feels betrayed. So yeah, the
guard puts
he thought
his.
They had something special, and he's been betrayed. Yeah.
Yes, the guard puts his hand on your shoulders and starts guiding you out of the office.
And he goes willingly because he's a citizen of the law, and you know he's here to make sure that Lord Vargas is brought to justice.
And you eventually get taken to prison.
As one does. Yeah, as one does. Are my 3 associates coming with me?
If they are being escorted separately from you.
He is going to hand one of them his little missive if he can. Is there an opportunity to do that?
Make me a dexterity roll
I would like to do that. Yes.
To see if you can quickly and discreetly do that.
Yes. Just, like the kind of subtle hand pat or whatever, like I'll see you soon type of thing. And that is, that's a good roll so far. And that, oh wow, oh my god. Okay, I'm 1 point shy of like the 666. So that is 17 plus 3. That's 20.
Yeah. I'll say you're just like
it's so smooth. Yeah.
It's so smooth, nobody notices a thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So there we go. Contingency plan step 1 is in play. And he walks away completely compliant with the guards. And he's ready to bring justice. Yeah.
Okay. And you get taken to the Valroyo prison, which is just off of the Summer Bazaar. And it's honestly not the first time he's been made a prisoner somewhere. So he is going to make sure that he is, that he acknowledges on his way there that he is going, that people see him, that this is Aiden Kincaid going to prison. Yeah. And I'll say maybe 30 minutes after you get put in a cell.
Yeah.
You see Lord Vargas walk by you, being guarded by 2 guards. And
Aiden's going to narrow his eyes. Yeah.
And gets placed in the cell directly next to yours.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say, but we'll leave it there for the moment. And we will actually cut over to Buccio. Buccio, it's the day after you. Actually, no, I'd say it's probably the same day, actually, because all of this happened very early morning. So I'd say you had just escorted Aosia to back to the White Spire and left her in the doting arms of her caring Templar boyfriends. What you doing?
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
Of the 3 remaining cultists, is one of them Jean-Luc?
I would say so.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because Buccio has been having the eel keep an eye on Jean-Luc.
Scary eel thing to do.
Yes. So, Buccio has an idea for something.
Oh.
Yeah. But he actually wants to talk to Aiden when he gets a chance.
Okay.
But that's obviously got to wait until justice is delivered. If by any chance Aiden goes to the guillotine, well, then justice was delivered. But yeah, he's basically just keeping tabs on Jean-Luc now that he's obviously at the prison. Basically, when he gets a chance to visit Aiden, he would like to.
Okay. Then we'll put a pin in that for the moment.
Yep.
All right, Aosia. How are you doing?
Guys, it's not looking good. Tell you that. She's not been happy. She kind of had a whole cry about it. She probably fell asleep crying for an hour or two before Wet Blanket had to leave for a shift before it got overly suspicious that
that it's he's spending a lot of time in her room. What's up with that?
he's kind of like, hey guys, I'm just here to make sure that she doesn't crash out and hurt herself. He's like, absolute lie. She curled up into a pillow and cried. But she probably kind of like is a little bit in and out of it. He has to leave. She's kind of like, did you send Cyril? So then Cyril kind of takes the whole, hold and cry.
Yeah. To which Cyril's like, I will go through the motions of doing this, but I know not the feelings you're feeling.
And she is immediately going to send a pigeon. And she's going to be upset just looking at the pigeon. Because she's like, ugh. Pigeons used to be my thing. Evil pigeon. You're going to lie to me too. And she writes a note. And she is going to send it on the fastest pigeon, whose neck she hasn't injured, toward Ade.
I would say to which she has injured many. But...
It'll be like, help. Girl talk. Can I come over? And like there will just be like wet splotches on the ink.
No, that's so sad. No. Oh my gosh. Well, when do I get this letter?
Well, let me see. Let me see how fast this pigeon is.
How fast is my fastest pigeon, man?
It's pretty fast.
Calculated the velocity.
Yeah, I'm just rolling for it. It's a pretty fast pigeon. Due to the fact that it is not injured and you have not strangled the hell out of this pigeon before, it's actually in pretty good shape. And
it's pigeon shit. What?
I'm saying and manages to get to Ade pretty expediently. And maybe within 15 minutes of you sending it off.
Damn.
It's Speedy Pigeon. I would say, Ade, what would you be doing when you receive this pigeon?
So it has been like, what, 24, 48 hours?
From the last time you saw everybody, I'd say it's probably been actually like, yeah, maybe like 24 hours, maybe a little less than 24 hours.
Okay. So like a day has passed. Okay. I think that Ade would be in the main estate going to get Izan. Because in her crash out over the past like 24 to 48 hours prior, she's like, I've absolutely just kind of had my own emotional crisis.
Oh, yeah, that is fair.
While he's just here like, what the fuck is going on? So she was gonna go and be like, hey, yeah, first let's do breakfast first, and then like let's kind of talk about game plan to go to maybe the tower, because she was gonna go anyways to try and get some information about breaking the thing.
Yeah, that is fair. So I'd say you and Izan were in the middle of having breakfast when one of the servants runs up to you and says, "Milady, a pigeon just flew into my head and had this message attached, waiting for you."
Hand or head?
Head.
Oh,
Why do you
are
think
they bleeding?
Guys, like,
You sort of like look at them and there's like a tiny like speck of blood on the side of their head, but
Ade's just gonna
nothing
like
major.
grab an extra like cloth, like clean cloth napkin and whatnot, and just kind of hand it to them like, why don't you go get fixed up?
Oh, thank you. And they sort of just hold it up to their head and then just walk off after giving you the letter.
She'll grab the letter and she'll kind of look at Izan. She's like, that's not a normal thing that typically happens. I guess
I don't know. It seems like it could be just a rather normal thing.
I know things tend to be pretty hectic around here. At least that's the only reality you've seen the past few days so far.
That is, in fact, the only reality I've seen, yes.
It's not supposed to be like that, though.
I'm waiting to be proven wrong.
She's gonna just kind of like take, like, I guess like one of the little butter knives or something to open it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, pull it out. And she just sees help. Girl, what did you say? Girl
Yeah.
code, girl talk,
Girl talk.
girl talk.
And then just like a few
Fucking
tear
wet
stains.
tear stains, still damp, probably.
Oh yeah.
It smells of vanilla and sadness.
Oh, that's
Vanilla and
awful.
sadness. What a dynamic duo.
Bro, her incense goes crazy. Like,
Ade, kind of stiffens at her seat, and she then stands up immediately, putting the letter, like folding the letter up, puts it back in the envelope, and she's just like, "There's an emergency." She is gonna like kind of quickly walk to like the next room, then come back with a basket, and she's gonna start putting food from the table in the basket, like fruits and like jams and the bread and stuff and whatnot. And she's just like, "Can you pack some of those? I have to go grab something. Can you pack some of those and put them in? We're going to the tower. My friend needs me." She's gonna like go and get ready, because yeah, Naomi called for her. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. And he just starts packing stuff up.
Yeah, she's just like, quickly.
Is Izan coming?
Yeah. Because also there's a little bit like emergency first, and then also we'll be there already to do the other thing. But emergency takes precedence. So yeah, she'll just kind of get around and then kind of drag Izan over to the tower with her, to just go get her. She's not gonna waste time sending a pigeon back. She's just gonna show up and be like, "I have a meeting with Theosia."
Okay. Are you gonna try to like go in, or are you trying to have her sent out?
next time, Dragon Ball Z.
if anything is picked up, she can say it is just the fucking like weird curse thing on them. So,
Is the
and
DM
I think
too?
because I think the thing is like Ade probably has felt like maybe it wouldn't be so horrible if she tried to go in, but she's afraid of this place because everything has been in an effort to stay away from this place, like to not be sent here. So there's just kind of an aversion and fear to going in. And yes, there still is a risk to doing it. However, I think that given how much Aosia has been there to show her what a friendship is supposed to kind of be like and feel like, she is not thinking about that potential risk or danger. She's just like, she needs me, and so I am coming and I am here.
Okay.
This is so wild because your picture is frozen on my screen, so it looks like you're looking at me like, all right.
Yeah, no. My whole screen is just white right now.
So disappointed in you. So disappointed.
Yeah.
I'll never know if you liked that explanation or not.
Yeah. Okay. So, I will try. Let me try exiting out real quick. Discuss amongst yourselves while I deliberate how this goes, and then rejoin because
Sure.
this is stupid.
Anyways, Ade's like, that's my bitch. My bitch needs me. I'm there.
Girl, you get me with this power of friendship shit. Ah!
The power of friendship.
He's like, grab all the stuff, and immediately Osi's like, "Oh my god!"
Yup.
She's like, why would you be so nice to me? And she's like,
I'm literally imagining that she like grabbed all this nice ass food that like the that the staff from the kitchen like brought out for the morning, just packed it up, went, got like in some clothes to go to the tower, grabbed some like nice fresh warm blankets, telling anybody, yeah, I'm borrowing these. My friend needs these. Like
Please
literally is just bringing the
stuffed animal or two.
Right?
Bro.
If her uncle would not probably disapprove of her doing so, she might be like, I should bring Manon. Manon could just be like a little squeeze hug toy. Manon just sitting there just like, sure, whatever, you can hug me, it's fine.
She's like feeding Manon grapes and everything, and she's like, she's so soft.
I don't know. I don't know if nail polish exists in this time period.
I feel like it could.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's say yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like a nail tint, like.
Yeah. I'm just imagining she's bringing like all this stuff. She's like,
I mean, you have tattoos and everything else, so I imagine nail polish.
If you have gunpowder, you probably have nail polish.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Honestly, I'm kind of curious, like when nail like lacquer.
Somebody Google that shit. So.
Nail lacquer creation date.
And somebody wrote a whole Wikipedia page.
Oh, nail
absolutely,
polish
100%.
originated in China and dates
Yeah.
back to 3000 BCE.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's been
so
around
yeah, we
forever.
have nail polish.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
We have all the nail polish you need.
Symbol of wealth and power. As per others.
I like to think that there are some things that, like, I feel like because Ade's never had, like, I'm the friend being relied upon, because also, like, this is her first time interacting with people that aren't, like, just for business, essentially. That she doesn't know exactly what to bring, so she's bringing everything. She's bringing the blankets. She's bringing the soft, like, 8,000 thread count blanket to wrap Aozi up in. Maybe like a nice, fucking, I don't know, a fur cloak that she has. So she's like, this is really soft and it gives me comfort. I'm bringing this too. Bring
Or
some
lesion
baked
cotton.
goods and
That's
shit.
what she's got.
Yeah. She's gonna
Okay.
bring some chocolates that she brought back from fucking Ravane or something. She's bringing a care package and herself.
Yes.
Okay,
The best of all care
so
packages.
you and Izan head off to the White Spire.
Yeah, can I just carry the pigeon back with me?
Sure, if you would like, yeah, sure.
I feel like the pigeon's probably also disoriented from hitting somebody at full speed.
After hitting somebody in the head.
Yeah.
So you head off to the White Spire, pigeon in hand, along with all of the various other things you bring. And the two of you are immediately stopped outside of the White Spire by two Templars.
Okay.
And they look to you, this noble-looking lady, and then suspiciously look to your Kunari companion, and one of them says, "Business."
I have a meeting with Eosia.
And to which they both look at each other and they say,
She has
What kind
requested my counsel.
make a communications roll.
You got it. I will do that. Alright, let's see. So, communications. Stream. Okay. Come on, big money. And roll. 14 plus, what did I say? Plus. Okay, so that's 17.
17. Okay.
I can't fight, but I can talk.
Yep. And they sort of like look at each other and then look back at you, and then look to Izan and then look back to you, and the one says,
Is my companion going to be an issue?
I'll say the one says, "All right, you may go. Your giant's better be on his best behavior, though."
When they say your giant better be on his best behavior, because she is still listen. Chantry, yes, but like, come on now. Anyways, she immediately is going to take her fan and poke him in the chest with it, like in his little chest plate, and say, "Watch your mouth." And then she's gonna fix him with an imperious stare and walk past.
Okay. And Izan follows closely behind.
And she just kind of is muttering like, "God, the nerve of fucking vile things they say." Alright.
Never living there.
Anyways. What? She's never been in here.
She has never been in here.
Yeah.
I miss with Aosia.
I think she kind of like is shell shocked a little bit, like when she stops and she actually is like looking around and she's like, I came in the place.
Uh-huh.
I came in the danger spire.
Of your own volition.
Of my own volition. And is there anyone around that she can get directions from or ask to retrieve Aosia or alert?
There, you look around and this sort of like main entryway looks like it was originally fashioned as a throne room almost. And there are like various Templars sort of just like stationed around. So you could ask one of them, but there's no. It doesn't appear there's like any like lay persons or like mages or anything like that at the moment. It seems like there's only Templars like out and about currently.
I know Wet Blanket's first name.
Do you?
It's Frederick.
Yes. Okay.
She did.
Yes.
Aothea did say what his actual name was before, and she was like, "I'm gonna call you Frederick."
I was saying, well, you were. I was saying you were more just you were more just saying that in like, I know.
Oh, in
what
a
his
question.
name is.
It was because I was like, but I don't know what his last name is.
I don't either.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. There you go. You don't need that.
Bro, he's taking my last name.
I love it. Ooh. A lot of Templars. Uncomfortable. I think. Ooh. Okay, so we're here. We are in here. Is there anybody right next to us? Because she doesn't want to like be weird next to more Templars.
I wouldn't say there's anybody like directly next to you because you like walk in and there's like plenty of space between you and like the walls like on either side of you.
All right, then she's just like, this is making me feel a little sick to my stomach, but Aosia needs me. And I'll be damned if I don't respond to that. However, I would prefer not to go over there into that crowd. What do you say we just walk in? They let us in this far.
Fair enough. I feel like we'll get looks no matter how we're walking about.
Good point. She is. You said, are there? Damn. Are there like stairs?
Yeah, like at the far end, sort of like up the. There's like sort of like an initial set of stairs, sort of like where a throne would have been once upon a time, and then immediately behind that, on either side, there's like stairs that sort of like wind upwards.
Okay. Are there people guarding those stairs? Or are they just kind of like nearby, but they're like whatever?
I would say it looks less like they're guarding the stairs specifically, and more just
Chatting?
sort of just like chatting, stationed nearby, but not like necessarily guarding the stairs specifically, preventing anybody from going up them.
Okay, just gonna walk. Then as soon as like start walking towards the stairs to go up, as if she knows where the fuck she's going.
Okay.
Because that's what people do at my job. They just start walking around the office as if they can go anywhere. So I'm just gonna kind of lean into that vibe.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a tourist. I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah, fair enough. You sort of like wander. You just walk. You walk up, and when you get to sort of like the second floor, this appears to be sort of like a mix of like a library. It's a very massive library, and sort of like separate from that, and sort of like a hallway. It sort of looks to be various bedrooms, not like single bedrooms, more like communal living spaces that appear to be used for like apprentices, sort of deal.
Okay. Do I see any apprentices then that are kind of running around up here?
Yeah, there are plenty of apprentices, just sort of just like out and about, just partaking in their studies, sort of just mingling in the hallway.
Okay. Can I kind of go up to like a apprentice that is just kind of like, I don't know, maybe reading or something, but just not in a conversation with somebody else?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. You walk up and you see a like a young elven woman, maybe like early 20s, sort of just reading a book and sort of just taking notes. Who sees you approach out of the corner of her eye, and she looks up and she's like, "Oh, how can I help you, my lady?" And she like looks behind you and sees the massive towering Kunari behind you.
You've never seen a tall person before? Come on, no. Ade will say, "Hello. I was wondering if you could help me locate a woman that I'm supposed to be meeting with, Aosia."
Oh, she should be up on the floor above us. The third floor is where the
bad bitches live.
Yeah, the non-apprentices have their quarters. If she's not out and about, then that's where you'll find her.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And she'll kind of like, I imagine that she just left Izan holding the basket all the way there.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna turn around and just kind of like open one side of it and like pick out a muffin and kind of hand it to the apprentice as like a thank you, and then wave goodbye.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And she'll head up, I guess, to the next floor. She'll head to the stairs to continue going up.
All right. Head on up to the next floor. After a bit of searching, I'd say you find the room that belongs to Aosia.
It has a beaded curtain in front of the door.
In front of the door? Okay.
In front of the
The
door.
lore.
I thought you said for the door, and I was like, "That there's no privacy." What?
No, I'm keeping my door, but there will be a beaded curtain in front of my door.
Nice. Okay.
So you find
She's going to knock.
you
on
find the door with a beaded curtain.
Yeah. She'll kind of like move them aside, and it's like, this is very Aosia. And then just kind of knock on the door.
And you just feel like muffled. Cyril, open it!
Ade, you see the door open, and before you see standing in chantry robes, you see a man, maybe in his early 30s, sort of like stubble that's transitioning into a beard, shaved head, and you see a chantry sunburst on his forehead.
It's the first time she's saying a tranquil. I feel like this is her first time.
I'd say potentially, yeah.
Hey Ade, how do you feel about that? Bad.
And
bad.
And as he answers the door, you say, he says, hello. You are Aosia's friend, I assume. She has been waiting for you.
Yes. Thank you. She's absolutely staring. She's not one to do that, but I feel like she kind of can't help it. Like, she is staring at the mark.
And he sort of just like moves out of your way to allow you to enter.
All right. She's gonna kind of try and shake that off to not be rude and weird, especially because obviously this is someone that Aosia is friends with. If she's in here sniffling, and they're in here as well. But she will kind of motion to Izan to follow and kind of step through the doorway and say, Aosia.
So you enter a very kind of like it's the maximalist you could get as
more beads.
More
beads everywhere.
There's beads, fabric. There's 7 mirrors like hanging in different ways of different sizes. Like there's a vanity mirror. There's a small one. There's like just kind of a large horizontal one, a standing mirror,
ceiling mirror. So.
No, every mirror you need. She's got like just like fabric hanging from fucking everywhere, like from a point in the ceiling, just like covered in like all these different kind of rugs, and there's just like trinkets on all these like little side tables as well. And like you see in the middle of like this heavily,
it's very crowcore, and I love it.
In the middle of this like very plush and like blanketed bed, like half wrapped up like in like the sheets like over her shoulders, just like a miserable, sodden, like teary-eyed, red-cheeked Aosia, who's like sniffling some snot as you guys walk in.
Oh, Ade's face immediately she just takes her mask off and sets it aside on a surface somewhere, and she's like, oh my dear, and she is going to kind of like take some of the blankets and whatnot, and then just motion for Izan, like, can you just sit this next to the bed over there? I don't think she's gonna eat right away. And she'll kind of bring like the blanket and the cloak. She's gonna kind of like very methodically peel some of these blankets away, wrap you up in the cloak, and then put these really nice blankets around you. Like, a little bouginess never hurt anybody.
Are these 8,000 thread count?
They're 8,000 thread count because that is what you deserve. That's what you deserve, and if you want to keep them, you can keep them. It's from me to you, my darling. And she's just like, was just gonna kind of she'll grab like some, I don't know, like a cloth handkerchief, whatever, and stuff to hand to her. It's like, I brought you some treats. I whatever you want to talk about, I am here. I brought back your pigeon. It was rattled. It flew right into one of the servants.
That's because it's rock.
Yeah, I think Jean-Claude has a concussion, but hopefully he'll be okay. But your pigeon is in good health, kind of. A little disoriented. She brought this pigeon all the way with her to AOC's room.
She's gonna grab it. Oh, good rock. I call it rock because it's pretty fast, you know, when you give it a good throw. But it's also dumb and kind of violent.
And then as I was saying, and then as like the pigeon starts like pecking at you, Cyril sort of just like calmly walks over and just takes it away from you.
What happened?
And he
Wait,
set me
like
up.
more than wait, what? Wait. Okay. Aiden lied, but more than usual. But Aiden set you up? What do you mean? What do you mean Aiden set you up? What happened?
So Aiden came over to my house and he was like, hey, you know, you're so powerful and all here and so magical and so amazing and I could totally use your help on a certain thing. And, you know, I was like, oh, okay, like, what do you need, bud? Because, like, you're my guy, you know, like, you and I, woohoo. And he was like, oh, I'm hunting down these, like, evil, stupid, nasty bitches, so, like, you know, these, like, kidnappers. And I was like, oh, we're, like, crazy. I was like, how do you know about this? And he was like, don't worry about that. And I was like, oh, okay. And he just kept like, you know that thing he does, like when you're asking him something and he just like talks for so long that like eventually you're kind of just like, okay.
Yeah.
So that happened like multiple times in the conversation, and so I was getting so distracted because I was like, you know, like, I don't know, but like, I mean, I trust Aiden, which is the dumbest thing ever. And you know, he was like, I need you to help me with these kidnappers because they're gonna kidnap my friend, Valeria. And I was like, oh, word, like, Valeria's great. I don't know anything bad to happen to her. I was like, why are they attacking her? And then he was like, yeah, but we just have to wipe their memory. And I thought, that's weird. Why don't we just kill them? And he was like, no, like these guys are pretty strong, legit. Little did he know how true that was. And then, like, I was kind of like, okay, fine, like, I'll help you and I'll do the whole thing. And so I get in costume, I make my laxative cupcakes, I go and I get ready and I make sure I have the memory spell met, but he didn't tell me what memory specifically, so I just kind of had to guess. And then we get there and it's just like this lord and lady. I was like, holy shit, like, evil does wear a rich face, no offense. And, you know, it's just kind of like, okay. And also, no offense to you, Ethan. I know you come from well. But I was kind of like, you know, all right. And I pretend to be like this fucking, like, this lady security secretary. I'm kind of like, oh, I have to pat you down. Memory. And then I wipe their memory. But then it didn't happen. And I got the wife, but I didn't get the husband. And the husband kept looking at me and I was like, oh my fucking God, he knows. And so I was like, we're so fucked. But, you know, I legit pulled a super sneaky suave move, and then I erased his memory again. And I'm honestly, like, the best. Like, I'm literally the coolest ever because, like, bro, I just learned this spell too. And, you know, I've never really had to put it into action. And so I leave because my job's done, right? And I'm like, of course Aiden has it handled, and, like, you know, Aiden's gonna get rid of these kidnappers and everything's gonna be, like, you know, crazy, all right? And I was like, well, I don't know why he's bringing them to the campus. Maybe they want to kidnap Valeria, but, you know, like, I try not to question the madness opinions, but, you know, eventually I'm walking and I'm trying to go get, like, you know, a squid, and I just hear Aiden crying for help, and I was like, oh my God, I gotta go save him. And so I run. And I even tore one of the soles off my sandals. I love this pair of shoes. And my sandal goes flying. And I get there, and there's just, like, this guy on top of him, like, ah! And he's got a knife to him, and he's like, ah! And he was gutting him like a fish. And I was like, holy shit, mind blast. And so I was kind of, you know, just mind blast him again. And he goes fucking flying because again, I'm the best. And like, who else do you know that doesn't like me? And so I get there and kind of like, you shall not pass because like, Aiden's my guy, and like I put myself between him, and then he's like, you have the wrong idea. And I was like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? And then he's like, I'm her dad. And I was like, what? I was like, this was not mentioned in the summary of the mission. There was no mention of familiar relationship in the kidnapping. He's like, I'm not a kidnapper. And I was like, well, why would I believe you? And he was like, let me explain. And so he explained, and then I went to go ask Aiden, and Aiden was gone! He was gone! And he left me behind, and he ran. He was with the wind, and you don't even know the worst part, Ade. The man was a crow! He was a crow! And Aiden left me with him after I shielded him with my body and magic! The thing was wonder!
Okay. So sorry, there's so many things happening right now. Me, Tiara, I was trying so hard not to laugh, but the way that you're telling it is both so tragic and hilarious. Mind blessed. But Ade's eyes had been growing wider and wider, and then oh boy, that's so bad. That's so... No, Ade, when you say that Aiden not only lied, but Aiden then left you on your own with an assassin, especially after you came back to save his ass.
Yeah.
The look on Ade's face goes from stunned to extremely violently cold.
And I
But she pulls you into a hug before that. She pulls you into a hug when you're like, it's just not even the worst part. You're saying that. I'm kind of imagining that you cannot see Ade's face. Edon and Cyril can see Ade's face. Ade looks like she is now calculating how she is going to murder Aiden.
Yeah, I would say, Cyril's like stoic about your whole, exactly. I would say they're like stoic about your whole like grim determination to potentially now murder Aiden. Who knows? But Izan, it looks at you sort of like, damn, I didn't know you could get this scary.
He said, why my heart? No,
it's just like, she's literally just kind of like stroking Aozia's hair comfortingly and whatnot, and like letting her kind of like, vent and cry. But she is just like thinking like, okay, so if I do this, how do I do this without implicating my house and maybe potentially going to jail or getting the death penalty for killing someone?
Cyril, I will.
She's so mad. She's literally not mad is an understatement. She's so pissed because of Buccio and Buccio and Ade and Aosia. The one who has constantly gone to bat for Aiden is Aosia. It's like I'm not surprised, but I'm like, I kind of figured that this could potentially happen, but you want the best for your friend, and it's like, well, you just proved that I have to maybe step on your head right now. So that's how Ade feels. Yeah.
And Ade, it's just crazy because I just have this vibe and this aura that invites friendship. And so I ended up becoming friends with the crow because he's like, not gonna lie, you're super legit. And I was like, I know, man, I'm fly as fuck. but he was like, you should come back with me. And I was like, no, I have a romance partner. And he was like, not like that. And I was like, oh, thank God. But he was like, we should go get a cup of tea. And I was like, oh, okay. But I was like, oh, but he was like, coffee. And I was like, no, tea. I can't. But then he was like, I have to go deal with the whole Aiden trying to actually kidnap his daughter and him not being the kidnapper, but I am now associated with a partial kidnapping because I thought I was helping the guy against the kidnapper, but I was involved with the nap.
I was like, Aosia, you wouldn't see this, but Ada, you see it. You see Cyril sort of like walk up, still like stoic and emotionless, but sort of just like walk over and then just like hug Aosia and say, yeah, your wailing and cries of sadness indicated this may help.
That's wild.
This guy around. And then I went to Tokyo because I was so upset, and I was like, I just need someone who gets it. And I could see it on his face that he wanted to be like, you stupid fucking idiot, I told you. Told you. Who could have warned you about this? I had the bell ringing every time.
Ade's going to kind of like pull you back from her, and she's going to put a hand on either side of your face and stare into your eyes dead serious and say, no, do not apologize for having a kind heart where you want to believe in the people around you. Sometimes we do things for others because we care about them and hope that they would do the same for us, and that is not the case, and that's not your fault. You will meet many, many more people who will always go to bat for you. If Aiden decided to be an asshole, that's on him, and he loses your friendship, and he's gonna have to deal with that. I will make this right. Ade does look a little bit crazy. You do see it.
Yeah. Her eyes were just twitching a little bit.
She just kind of gives like a real weird smile for this situation, and she's just like, don't you worry, I will take care of everything.
Are you having a stroke?
No, not at all. I'm just, you don't have to worry about you can leave everything to me and I will handle it.
Okay. I
have to ask though, because I think it would be rude not to. Do you ever want to talk to Aiden again? Before I do what I'm going to do.
I don't know. Because I want Aiden to be like the guy I was friends with, and not the guy who did that. But I'm like, I love Aiden, but just a little bit. And so, like, part of me is kind of like,
do you love the person that you see Aiden could be? In the potential? Or do you love Aiden, the person who has shown you the facets of himself? Because I think that's also a very important distinction. Sometimes we love people so hard because we see what they could be and how much better that would be, and we hope that growth for them, and they're not making that choice to have that growth. That's just a thing that you are holding onto and hoping for. Is that the Aiden that you love? Or do you actually love the Aiden that does things like this?
I love the Aiden who swore he would help me get out of the tower and who helped me put my porn on display and who sent me messages messages when everybody else was gone off into the wind and made a really big stinking annoyance of himself, like, to all the Templars, and that's the same Aiden as the Aiden who treats me like a tool, like he was some chantry guy, and I'm just useful, and that's just it. It's just magic.
Oh, she's gonna hug Aosia again. She's gonna hug her very, 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 very tight. She's going to beat Aiden's ass. She's going to at the very least, she's going to beat Aiden's ass. Sorry, Aiden.
I don't know why I can't stop crying. Like, it's been like maybe 2 hours. Like, my head hurts.
Izan, can you hand me the water inside the basket, please?
He sort of like rummages through a little bit and then like pulls out.
I want to go home. I want my mom. I want my dad.
Cannot act rashly. Immediately had the thought, and so this now becomes the break Aosia out of the Spire episode because she needs me.
Not gonna let that got moved.
Aosia. Whatever you need from me, whatever you need of me, all you have to do is ask. That's all you have to do. And you don't have to give me anything in return for that. I want to help you because I care about you.
She's gonna kiss Ade on the cheek. And she's just gonna be like, "You're the nicest person I've ever known."
You're the nicest person I've ever known. And my first and only friend I've ever had.
Well, I kind of set the bar kind of high, so, I mean, everyone's gonna suck in comparison to me.
Everyone's gonna be fucking terrible compared to you.
And you're gonna be stuck with nothing but scrubs. But it's okay. I'll make up for it.
I got the gold standard over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're that bitch.
I am.
Yes, exactly. Don't let some stupid thing that some irresponsible, immature, criminal man did.
He's just a man.
He's just a man. He doesn't even pay your bills, Aosia.
I mean, but he's in charge of part of my porn contracts, because,
I have thoughts on that too, but we will get to that point.
You might want to rework those contracts.
Yes.
Well, I don't really have legal rights, so it was kind of under his name.
I was like, Izan probably shuts his mouth after that one.
Zero, I have a question.
Yes.
Would you rather?
And then he finally stops hugging you.
I know how you feel about skin contact. Would you rather live in Antigua or in a cottage? Like in the woods?
Well, what are the positives and negatives of both?
The positive that I'm there, so like that's like pretty much 80% of the greatness. The second positive is that it's not here. The third positive is that in the cottage, I can guarantee you your own room. If we're really good, we can even give you your own floor. Other positive, Frederick's joining us. So we get to live forever as roommates. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of like, do you just prefer cottage core or kind of like Antivan core?
What do you think would be easier for enchantment?
Oh, maybe Mr. Vargas can help us if we're at Antiva and do stuff like that. Maybe that's how we make ourselves useful. We're like the undercover enchanter and mind blaster from time to time, you know? The good
I
thing
see.
about the cottage is that no one really bothers us because we live so deep in the woods.
I do not know then.
You know, we'll think about it. Just consider, you know?
Okay.
We could be neighbors.
Yeah.
What if I was in Ravane and you were in Antiva? That'd be so fun. And we could visit each other.
That would be
Get up to adventures.
Cyril, we're moving to Antiva! We have to tell Wet Blanket. Oh, he's so pasty, he's gonna get sunburned.
When is this happening?
I don't know, but it's gonna happen. So you should like pack a go bag.
I do not have many belongings.
Well, then you should pack a go bag. That's actually not.
Storyteller?
Yes.
Like, what would we do to go about kind of, I don't know what the right term is, casing the possibility of busting Eosia out? Not today, but like start the process.
Well, you know, the most important thing
My phylactery.
would be retrieving her phylactery from the vault.
I have an idea, though. I have an idea. I'm gonna get Rock the pigeon again,
Okay.
and I'm gonna write and make sure some teardrops land on it too.
Gonna make it extra sad.
Yeah. Dear Mr. Vargas, I know we have only met very briefly and that you may be in a jail cell right now. If you can't answer, that's like totally chill. Totally spelled with 3 A's. I was wondering if I could possibly employ your skills to help myself and some friends in need, since you seem to have a specific skill set that I lack and require. Please respond when you can. I can pay you somewhat. And then I'm going to spray my vanilla perfume on it, which is what I spray on all my messages.
Do you want me to deliver this for you? This seems sensitive.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to let Rock do it, but you know, that's probably safer.
Well, I have someone that I need to probably... Well, I don't know that Aiden's been... Do I know Aiden's been arrested?
You have no idea.
Okay. Yeah, I have some...
Maybe you should go check on the situation, and I'll distract myself from the unbearable sadness by doing something I hate. Research. Because I'll be so upset that I'm doing research that I won't be upset about this.
You know, I think if you need something to take your mind off of things, but obviously the situation is still too raw and too close to handle right now. If you don't want to be here, you're more than welcome to come over. I could go take care of this and then come back later and spend more time with you. You could be in the gardens with Manon. I'm sure my uncle wouldn't mind if you wanted to help with like maybe cutting some roses with Manon would be fun. Something lighthearted to distract you. You could ask for some advice from your favorite 13-year-old.
That actually sounds like a much happier and healthier method to cope with sadness than mine. Usually I just walk it off or I drown it out with something worse.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? And then I can go and check on the situation and come back and give you an update.
Okay. Quick question, DM.
Yes.
Is Cyril allowed to leave the tower or no?
It's tranquil.
I would say Cyril is not allowed to leave the tower.
He was stop taking all my NPCs everywhere.
I was gonna say, I'd say he's not allowed to leave the tower unless it's specifically for Chantry-related purposes.
Cyril, do you think they'll believe it if I said we're going to church to pray?
I find that unlikely. You have not shown yourself to be the most devout individual.
Maybe they'll think I'm going through like such a mental breakdown that I've turned to religion finally.
But, well...
It is possible, but I think they will be extremely skeptical, regardless.
You're right. Okay, Cyril. Well, I'm gone. Should we find your spirit book stuff first? Because I know you guys want to deal with your whole spirit marriage thingy.
Yes. Yes, that was the other reason that
we can go
became
ask
marriage.
the guy who knows more than I do. Because, like, I'm a force mage, I'm not a spirit mage. Well, technically I am, but, like, I focus more on, like, the force. Rather than, like, communing with spirits and using them.
Sure. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Alright, everybody up! And bring the basket!
Alright, you all
It's just gonna, like, be plying AOCO with little treats to snack on.
Yeah, I would say you all vacate the room, and we will, for the moment, transition out. And we will go back to Aiden. Aiden, you've been sitting in this cell maybe half a day now. And
I want my fucking phone call.
And and as you're being like, this is unjust. I deserve to be out of here.
Exactly.
You see a hooded individual walk in front of your cell, and
he's like cheering. He's like, yes! He knows who this is. It's plot armor to come save the day.
and you just hear a familiar voice speak up, saying, "Well, you certainly find yourself in various predicaments, don't you?"
This is who I am. He's like, this is it. This is my life. Yeah. It gets interesting. And also, well, I just recently found out how corrupt the dean is at the university, and this is why I'm here. So, yeah, this is injustice upon injustice being done.
I am sure that is the reason. Yes,
and I'm so glad you're here. So I was just going to reach out to you, actually. Yeah.
Yes, well, you still owe me a favor, and you are of no use to me within a cell. So.
I am of the same mind, and we're on the same page. So.
And
he's going to stand back. He's like, "Let's get me the fuck out of here."
And she reaches down. Seemingly, she has a key.
Beautiful.
Unlocks the cell. Opens it up.
What I'm talking about, and he's gonna be like, he's gonna walk right out.
All right, you walk out, and and then she hands you the box that had been confiscated from you when you got thrown in the cell.
Yes. He's gonna be like, "Oh, thank you. Now I will need to, before I am able to carry out your task. I need to go fetch some things, some of my belongings, so that I am properly prepared to do the thing. And also, I need to.
And what belongings would those be?
Oh, well, just the appropriate attire, outfit, and well, you gave me my mask, and also some blades to just in case things get messy, like they sometimes do. And I also need to see Jeanette. One of my
Yes,
associates.
well, by the sounds of it, it seems you have been barred from the campus entirely. So,
I still need to see Jeanette.
Well, that's maybe a bit of a predicament as well, but I wish you the luck. I wish you luck in that endeavor.
Well, I know many ways. I am not without my own skill set, Marjolaine. I am quite capable, which is why you entrusted me with this task of yours. So, if anybody can find their way in and out of campus through secret passages and secret ways, it's yours truly. So,
well,
yeah.
Then I wish you the best of luck in this endeavor.
Yes. Thank you.
And then sort of like as she's turning to just walk away.
You wouldn't have to be able to give me that key, would you?
And she
happen I end up back here and you're not around for me. You shouldn't have to come back here all the time.
And she says, "It is on loan."
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. All right. Well, very well. Yeah.
So my advice is do not be caught again.
Well, that's certainly going to be everything I'm going to try to do. Yeah. I certainly don't want to be in here again. This is a miscarriage of justice.
Yes. I think you will find these masks much more inconspicuous than the masks provided previously. You are going to a much more upscale party than before.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to be dressed in my finest clothes.
Yes. And if you cannot patch things up with your associates, then I wish you the best of luck alone. And
his face just falls for a second. It's like, well,
and she starts walking off.
Yeah. He's like, that's, yeah, that. He's just not. He's speechless. He's not going to say anything. He's just shaking it off, and he's going to go find his people.
All right.
Jeanette, then he's going to find one of the other ones. Not John.
I was like, yes, not John Luke.
John Luke's already tasked with something else, and he can't help.
Yeah. So you make your way out of the prison.
Yes.
And
not for nothing. There's a little bit of a stride to his step. He's walking out. He's a free man.
And
Aiden Kincaid, you can't hold him. You can't keep him down.
You make your way out of the cell, and Buccio, if you are here, you're not visible, nor can you speak currently, but Buccio, you do see Aiden walk out of said prison. What you do with that is up to you, if you are present, and if not, I will relay this information again when you get back. Okay. Long story short, you see Buccio. I mean, you don't see Buccio. You are Buccio. You see Aiden leave the prison. You're muted.
That changes my plans. Okay, so he just watches then.
Okay.
In amazement. Slight amazement. No.
More like that son of a bitch.
Yes, I would say I will note that a minute or two before that, you had seen a cloaked figure enter.
Yeah.
And then a minute or two before he left, that cloaked figure exited as well.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Sorry, I had to walk away.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, that changes his plan. So he'll Okay. He doesn't want to talk to Aiden. So. Not yet. So, okay.
All right. Well, then, what do you wish to do, Buccio?
Probably go see Eosia then.
All right. It's gonna be a party at the White Spire.
You got it.
All right. You head on over to the White Spire, but before we get back to that, Aiden, where are you going?
He's finding Jeanette, if he can, through secret passageways and tunnels that only he knows. Disused catacombs, profaned chambers of cultish significance. The whole thing. I mean, he knows this campus like the back of his hand. So.
All right. Well, I guess to prove that, make me a cunning roll.
Sure, I would love to. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's show how much he actually knows. But these dice are being very nice to me. Oh shit! I shouldn't have said that. Okay. So, since this is cunning, can I add either culture or historical lore here at all for perhaps?
I'd say historical. I'd say historical lore would be appropriate.
Awesome. All right, that's a 16.
16.
Yeah.
Okay. You do know you do know this campus inside and out.
That's right.
However, you do not know of any entrances to these like catacombs that exist outside the university. You know they exist, but you do not know where they are specifically. The only entrances you know of are located within the confines of the campus itself.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well then, he is going to use his arts of disguise and get back into campus, like when nobody's looking. Yeah, you're like, he's going to do the Thor thing of like pulling a scarf over his face. Just basically like walking around like that. No, he's going to try to get a message to Jeanette in any way that he can, probably by way of pigeon, perhaps, I don't know. And he will wait at some safe distance, in some secluded location away from the campus.
Okay, I'd say it takes you a bit of time, but you do manage to find a way to to procure a pigeon, to find a way to get a message to her. But it will take a bit of time before before that is able to fully come to fruition.
Well, that's fine. That gives him time to get some squid, and he's going to go ahead, and there's no reason now that he's a free man that he can't enjoy life once more. And so,
all right,
well, live it up. Yeah.
Yes, I will say, sort of like as you are, getting some squid. Make me a perception roll real quick.
Okay. Oof. Okay, they were nice to me up until like 2 minutes ago. He's not great at this moment. That's a 10.
A 10. Okay. You don't even notice initially when someone like walks up beside you and says, "I will take one of those as well, please." And you turn.
Yeah, who does he say?
I would say you turn and you see Lord Augustine Vargas standing right next to you, ordering some squid.
He chokes on some squid. He's go wow. He's going to be like, okay, he's just gonna shift away.
And he takes his squid skewer and he, without really even looking at you, sort of more just gesturing to you with the squid skewer, he says, "I would try being more wise in the future," and he starts walking away.
Is he? He's walking away.
Yep.
Aiden's giving him the double deuce. Like, fuck you, all right? This isn't over between us, guy. All right, and nobody crosses Aiden Kincaid, so he's basically he's going to be like, all the way behind him, and then he's going to resume looking for Jeanette because this isn't over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, we will come back to Buccio. You arrive at the White Spire.
Is he able to get up to see Osia, or do I got to go through the whole song and dance?
No, they know you at this point. And also,
Okay.
you were here just the day previously.
That's what I hoped. So
yeah, so they let you on through,
okay.
and you sort of arrive up to the floor with the library about the same time that Aosia, Ade, Cyril, and Izan all converge down there. So you you see the little group as you arrive.
He'll go up and take Eosia's hand. He'll reach out for her hand.
Oh, hello, Buccio.
How are you? I have some bad news.
Oh no! Did they sell it with my favorite perfume?
Well, I know you were initially upset about Aiden, but perhaps perhaps felt a little joy in that he had been imprisoned.
Yeah, I mean, they did catch him.
He's been released for some... Actually, I take that back. Not really released. I believe he was broken out.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. So...
He wasn't even 2 hours in the pound!
Right. So, yeah, so he's out. I don't know what allies he had left, but a hooded figure entered the prison, and within moments, he was free as a bird.
Well, perhaps that makes what I want to do a little bit easier then.
And if there's an available seat, he will sit down and listen.
There's plenty of seats.
Okay.
Hey, what do you want to do?
Oh, my dear, I don't know that that's exactly... She kind of glances at the other two she knows. So she glances at Buccio, and then he's on, and it's just I don't know if that's perhaps... We don't need to discuss that right now. I think that we should continue getting you outside for some fresh air, get you to the estate, so you can...
Are you gonna deliver the message for Mr. Vargas?
I 100% will.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would be more than happy to do so. And then I'm going to go and see if I can't have a heart-to-heart with our compatriot.
Well, it's really big of you, Ade. We're almost up.
What to roll to see if I can tell if going and causing violence upon Aiden Kincaid would be actually worse for AOC right now, or if it would be actually maybe this would be a little gratifying.
I'll say, what do you roll for that?
Honestly, she should probably just straight up ask.
I'd say make me a willpower roll.
Willpower roll.
Willpower.
+2.
Unlimited.
Let's see. 13.
13. There's a small part of you that is like going after him and doing horrible things to him. Probably not the greatest idea in the world, but there's a much larger part of you at this moment in time that is telling you, my friend is hurting, and actually fuck this guy.
Debts will be paid and hands will be laid. As an ancient black proverb.
Love that.
Okay, yeah. So she's like, I spend so much time. Listen, Eosia, I don't want to lie to you. I want to be someone that you don't have to wonder every instance from now on if there's anyone that you can expect to give you the truth. So because of that, I'm going to tell you, if I find Aiden, I'm going to, and please excuse my language as a person of my stature, but I'm going to stomp his ass into the ground.
Oh.
I am furious. There's a hot, my face, hot. Okay, sorry, I don't know if anybody gets that reference, but like, it's like, I am so angry, but there is a cold sense of calm over my heart right now. And I'm going to hurt him when I find him. But if you do not want me to potentially murder him, you should tell me now.
No, I don't want him dead. I just want him
But
severely
injured is okay.
I want him severely injured, humiliated, and like brought to like the brink of despair to
Revenge, but
no,
living long enough to learn from his mistake.
like forcible character development for his own good.
Oh man,
I just want to rewrite this brain so he's not terrible.
I mean, honestly, the whole reason I'm not doing it is because like I don't really know what's gonna stop me.
I have to
I'm blessed.
Okay, so listen.
I mean, you could take like one of his balls and leave the other one. With a shame.
Listen, she said, "You tell me whatever you need, whatever you want of me, and I will see it done." And now, what the directive that she has gotten from those words were, "I need this man brought to the brink of ruin and despair, so that he suffers an ego death so great that he has to rebuild his personality from the ground up." That's what she got from that.
Honestly,
so this is now the directive that she is operating under.
Honestly, that's fucking iconic.
If I can suggest one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden apparently still has at least one ally in the city. So,
It's probably Miss Butterface.
exactly. That's whom I was thinking. So, if he were to lose that ally, maybe they lost trust in Aiden, it would be hard for him to recover. I mean, if I was seeking revenge against someone, that's something I'd consider.
Bukio, you're so underhanded and evil, and like I really love it in this
Thank
moment.
you.
such an interesting character development for you. Something happened these past some odd months.
Yeah.
And I'm just so, and eventually maybe we'll get to that. There's so much happening all the time,
Yeah.
very fast.
He
But
had a hard summer.
right, accent. Which was like, and I'm entering my villain era right now.
I'm actively entering it.
Which was like, I have become an anti-hero. I will do things not giving a fuck about the morality of it.
You got
Yeah.
How do we make Butterface lose faith in Aiden? I mean, like, she broke him out of jail.
And
Allegedly.
she broke him out of jail from what we know.
I did not see who broke him out, but
Well, who else would it be? None of his cult members are smart enough.
he only has.
And the rest of them are dead.
Yeah, he only has a handful of them left, right?
And none of those students are going to have the power needed to get him out of prison.
Right. So,
especially when the person he wronged was an Antivan Crow and was Valerius were they nobility?
Yeah, I think so. They're Lord and Lady Vargas.
So then my thought is that and I would have to believe that it would possibly be her, but if it was Marjolaine, the only reason she would waste resources doing something like that is because she probably needs him for something.
Yeah.
She's not gonna do it out of the goodness of her heart. That's not the kind of working relationship we have with her.
So what is he to her that she needs him?
What if he's her fuck toy?
No, I can't picture it.
No.
I don't think she could put up with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's cross that one off the list.
Good thought, though. Keep the same energy. You're brilliant and wonderful.
We have to consider all options, you know?
Exactly. Process of elimination.
Maybe
get closer to the
hilarious.
truth.
I'll say Cyril speaks up and asks you, deadpan, Aosia, what is a fuck toy?
She's gonna put her arm around Cyril's shoulder and be like, so Cyril, the basis of a fuck toy is based off this relationship. And she's just gonna like, I think momentarily distracted, just goes into like really explaining the legacy lore and factual bits of like what a fuck toy is.
Oh.
But, like,
And
it's a side combo. She's like,
yeah, and they're sort of just like, I see.
Wild.
Thank you for explaining.
yeah.
I have the context now.
I need to go take care of some errands for Aosia. I have invited Aosia to come to the estate to get some fresh air, recoup, and whatnot. Buccio, did you come to discuss something else with Aosia? I need to also go find Aiden if he's out and about.
I think that would be a capital idea, because the longer he's out, the greater chance he has to disappear.
True.
And he'll look at Aosia. What would you have me do?
Oh, well, Pookie, I don't know if my mind can come up with anything as clever as yours does. But you know, I don't know, just make it hurt and shameful. I don't know, like I just want him to feel as bad as I feel, if not 10 times worse. It's his fault. I don't know, like maybe you take like one ball and then the opposing nipple on the other side so he's really uneven.
I'm not much of a torturer myself, but we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe you like give him a really fucking ugly haircut.
That would really punish him, I think.
Yeah, shake out his eyebrows. You pull out one of his front teeth. Now he looks fucking weird forever.
It's the fucking warble and the cry voice for me every time.
Maybe just
It's
really fuck
fucking
them up a little bit.
It's fucking dumb, that dumbass.
It's approaching like dog volume, though. It's
Yeah.
It gets higher and higher.
Exactly.
Maybe just really fuck them up for me, then really make me feel
Exactly.
better.
The
Beat
more
you on the
upset
muppet.
AOC gets, we get closer and closer to decibels that humans cannot hear.
Yeah.
You wear a color he hates.
I need you to humiliate him, ruin his wardrobe, make him dress like a fucking yuppie.
Tell everyone he has syphilis.
Where last season's
Oh, whoa!
Wow.
You only had
Just
syphilis.
drag him through the
Crazy.
mud.
Oh my god. Did you say
Oh,
tell
boy.
people he has syphilis, or you hope he has syphilis? Because
Yeah.
I heard I hope he has it.
Right, he's just making sure
Doesn't
EOC is
syphilis kill
okay.
people?
Yeah.
I don't want him dead. That's not
I just want him
good.
to suffer.
And also, like, just because you're a bad friend doesn't mean you need to die for it. So, like,
Well, depending on the person.
I don't-
Perceptions and perspectives, I suppose.
I think, it's its own form of humiliation because he could die in the most honorable way and it would be protecting my honor, or maybe one day he dies in an alley stabbed by some nobody schmuck, and then that's the more embarrassing way to go.
There you go.
Okay, so what's the plan here?
I'm going to take a nap and hang up.
Yeah, she's going to the Montpellier estate. Ade is going to go to deliver this letter to Lord Vargas, who she doesn't know. She doesn't know where Lord Vargas is in general, but she's gonna
Nope.
fucking
No,
find
she
out.
does not.
But she's gonna find out.
Okay. Make me a
I
cunning
don't know
roll to
how.
see. Make me a cunning roll to see if you can figure out where he could be.
Kunin.
She'll use
20.
her network if she has to.
That would certainly be applicable.
Alrighty, I lost my sheet again. Okay, cunning is my highest. Thank you, Lord. Give me some good to eat. By eat, I mean use as a roll. Okay, so I got a 16.
A 16, easy enough. There's like plenty of talk around town of some Antivan nobles visiting from, for who knows how long, and people know exactly where they're staying, and because Valroy. Orlais in general loves its gossip. Valroyo is gossip central. People love to have the hot goss on everything. so it is easy enough to figure out where Lord Vargas is residing currently.
Okay.
The
Then
biggest
yeah,
coach.
she'll send a letter to the estate first, so that her uncle knows that her friend and an acquaintance of Manon is coming just to spend some time in the garden.
Okay.
And that she'll just be back shortly to meet with them. But she, can just go in her little area if, or do whatever. Please be
Mhm.
nice to my friend, Uncle. Thank you. And she's gonna be like, Izan, I'm gonna ask you to come with me.
Oh.
Uchu? Yeah.
I'm thinking Buccio maybe wants to visit Marjolaine if possible.
Oh. Okay.
To the wind.
Do we even know how to contact
I don't know
Marjolaine?
if he would, though, honestly.
Honestly, I'll say, Buccio, make me a cunning roll to see if you
Can
even have an
All right.
to see if you even have an
Assist?
inkling on how to find this woman.
Can I assist in like also trying to utilize like any of my knowledge as well to help? I don't know how that would work.
I would say,
this system.
I would say, what is your like bonus to cunning?
My bonus is a +4.
Okay,
Wait,
then I'd say Buccio can add a +2 on top of.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I already have a 2. Can I use my cultural lore +2?
Cultural lore. Sure.
Is she an urban legend? So.
She is a little bit of an urban legend. But she is also a bard, so you can potentially use your knowledge on how bards operate.
Let's see. So that's a 7 + 2 + 2. So that's
Is
11.
Marjolaine like she's not a noble, right?
To your knowledge, she is not a noble.
Okay.
An 11. I don't think that's up
An
to you.
11,
Yeah.
you got no clue.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So he's not going to try to find her then. So.
Would I have an idea of a way to try and I don't know. I don't know. If I pick up my pigeon and I say this is for Marjolaine, will it go where to go?
Unlikely. I will say, Buccio, with even though you can't, even though you don't know a way to find Marjolaine, you do have like an idea in mind of like obviously she wants / needs Aiden for something. So if you can't find Marjolaine, then your next best thing would be to figure out why she would need him.
Yeah.
Would be your next logical avenue to pursue.
So that might be where he maybe starts to pursue like the underground, talking to people, and maybe just trying to find out some of the scuttlebutt on Aiden, as it were. Although I know he has agents all over the place. Although he used to have agents all over the place.
Yeah. Yes.
Now he has 3. And I probably know who those 3 are. So.
Yes, he used to have agents all over the place.
Yeah, so I feel a little more at ease. So, yeah. So, to the tavern.
Would you be able to do one other thing while you're kind of looking into that?
Of course.
Could you see if you can figure out what the climate is on Aiden at the university currently?
Of course.
Maybe with some of his old crew who aren't currently deceased.
So would that be faculty or?
I can kind of guess how the faculty might feel, but I'm wondering if there's any of the, I guess, flock of people who follow
student body, perhaps.
Yeah. Just like, what is the sentiment there after this incident?
Justice Rating Kincaid, fuck you.
That is like, we're going into re-education mode.
Yeah.
It's just going to knock him out, kidnap Aiden, and be like, welcome to re-education.
And I'm just picturing Buccio walking on the campus like that meme of like, hello, fellow teenagers.
Hello, fellow youths.
Exactly, like how he's gonna like find students like, hey, no, I'm down here. He can pursue that. I don't know how successful he will be though.
All right. I appreciate it. If you would like to meet later at the estate to just kind of go over what we found out.
Yeah. I'll find out what Aiden's perception or whatever of what people think of him right now. So.
Okay.
All
right. We'll reconvene.
All right. Go team. Oh wait, that's in the vampire game. Sorry,
just doing it No, you did it. It's too
No.
late.
Okay, so Aosia,
Okay.
you're on your way to the Montbelliard Estates to just vibe. Ade, you are currently heading to see Lord Vargas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we'll do that first.
Okay. I'll
All
try
right.
it down. But on the way, I will stop and say, I know that I just said that I was gonna ask you to just come along with me and didn't give you much room to be like, no, I don't want to do that. And I apologize. If you truly do not wish to tag along, you don't have to. I would feel a little more comforted by the fact if you were with me when I went to go talk to a crow. An demon crow.
My concern was more just the constant eyes and interferences that my presence may cause, but you do make a fair point in this particular instance, so I will accompany you.
Thank you. Alright, let's go find this. Let's go find this dude.
All right. You find that he is staying at a rather extravagant hotel, and you know, a lady of your presentation is able to access easily enough. Your companion, on the other hand, is a little more people are a little more wary about even letting him near the building.
They don't have a choice. I mean, they have a choice. Sorry. Let me calm down. Let me not go nuts lazy. The establishment that I end up at, is this a place where, like, what is the status level of this place?
The status
Clientele.
level?
Yeah, like, what is the common clientele?
Nobility, for sure.
Okay. Now, even within nobility, obviously there's kind of tiers to, like,
Yes.
wealth
I
and
would say,
status.
especially amongst, like, Orlesian nobility, there's a lot of tiers, but this seems to be a sort of, like, establishment that, at least from what you've heard, that generally, like, nobility from out of the nation of Orlais, this is one of the few, like, common places that they would stay, regardless of their specific status.
Okay, so it's a little of all. A mixed bag.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, if you're gonna be from a rich family, you might as well wield that shit in allyship. And I believe this is allyship specifically to AOC. So, Ade is going to approach and just say, I need to be, my companion and myself need to be directed to who we can speak to, as we have a missive for Lord Vargas.
And
she will say from the House Montbelliard.
Okay, and the clerk sort of initially looks at the two of you with a bit of skepticism and, like, trying to, like, place your mask, but then as soon as you say it, they're like, oh shit. And they're like, oh, so of course. He's up on the fourth floor, the furthest room at the end of the hall.
And she'll give a curt nod and then lean in just a tad and say, And I trust that as an employee of this establishment, you understand that keeping what happens here to yourself is paramount. And she taps their chest with her fan 3 times.
Of course. And then they sort of like turn away and act as if you were never there in the first place.
Hell yeah. Stat. Anyways, she is going to then go to the I think you said upstairs in like the furthest hall or something?
Yeah, the 4th floor at the end of the hall.
Yeah. So she will then head in that direction.
All right. You make your way up, get a couple eyes here and there. It doesn't seem to be like too much hustle and bustle at the moment. But you make it to the room, and you hear like a little bit of talking on the other end, but you know, not too much commotion in the hallways or anything.
Okay. She's going to. Does she get the exact door, or no?
Yeah, there's only one door at the end of the hall.
Oh, there's only one door at the end of the
Yeah.
hall. Okay. Then she will just knock.
All right. You knock. A couple seconds go by. And someone opens up the door, and have you seen Valeria before? I don't remember.
I believe that there was the one time that we were all walking outside, and then like Aozia split off with Aiden's group of like student misfits from the university.
That's right. Well, she looks in much better shape than that last time you saw her. She's all like well done. Her hair's put up. She's wearing her glasses. You know, her dwarven glasses.
So much better after cutting him out of your life, yes,
Yeah.
queen.
I would say her dwarven glasses that we all know exist in Dragon Age. And she looks at you like in a little bit of surprise and says, "Oh, hello. What can I do for you?"
Hello.
And also seems a little unfazed by your Kunari companion.
Sure. Hello, Valeria. I know it's been some time since we've met face to face. But obviously we've had a common denominator in our respective lives. Cause a lot of issue recently, so I've heard. And I've brought a letter from a dear friend, not the common denominator, don't worry. But reaching out to your father. Is he
yes. Please come in, I'll go get him right away.
And Valeria, how are you doing?
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, if you would ever like to talk, I believe that perhaps you, Aozia, and myself could sit down for tea.
I think I might like that, but we shall see. And she sort of like walks off, and
well, take your bitch, Aiden.
and a few moments later, a well-dressed Antivan man, with slicked back hair and well-groomed beard, and then sort of like a spiral pattern shaved into the stubble on his cheeks, shows up, and he says, My daughter said you have a missive for me of some variety.
Yes, you must be Lord Vargas.
Please call me Augustine.
She'll incline her head said, Lord Augustine, it's very nice to meet you. My name is Adelie Montbelliard of the House of Montbelliard here in Valrio. I believe we have a mutual acquaintance too, but one far more pleasant than the other, as I'm sure you're much aware. Name is Eosia, and she's asked me to deliver a letter to you.
Yes, a lovely young woman. I did offer her coffee if she ever visited, but she says she is
Loves
more of a
tea.
tea person.
Yes. So she will produce the letter and hand it over.
Alright, he takes the letter and opens it, and Aosia, could you remind me exactly what the contents of the letter was?
It was basically, from what I understand, I had said, "Hello, Lord Vargas. If you're still in jail while you read this, or this doesn't reach you because you're in jail or something happened, no sweat. It's okay. I'm contacting you to ask if perhaps you might have some sneaky services, some stealth stealing services that I could possibly temporarily acquire. She doesn't have a shit ton of money, but she has some. And she was wondering if he would be willing for the time that he's in, Battle Royale, to potentially help her steal something that belongs to her.
Interesting. Did she go into specifics as to what exactly this something is?
I'll be honest, Lord Augustine. As you've met Eosia under trying circumstances, I'm sure you are quite aware of the particular skill set and talents that she has.
Yes, she did make use of those on me. I had no intention of...
She looks so proud. Ade looks so proud behind the mask.
Yes. I had no intention of disclosing that information to any parties who had no need to know. But I can, based off of the contents of this letter, I think I can deduce what exactly it is she is looking for, and that is no easy feat.
That is true. And your, I suppose, skill set has somewhat been disclosed to me as well. And as such, and because there is not anything that I would not do for her, if it is a matter of money, I am also willing to help take care of the fee for this to be done.
Are you saying you wish to form a contract?
Before she's going to say yes, but before Ade says yes, I'm wondering if to do some kind of history-based roll to see the extent of her understanding of the Antiban Crows. Because obviously there's wild rumors, right? You get told random stories, right, by your parents about Antiban Crows coming to fucking whatever because you didn't listen to them. But then there's actual shit that Antiban Crows did, So I'm just I want to get a breath of her foundational knowledge.
Okay, sure. Make me, in that case, you can make me a cunning roll and then add either relevant cultural or historical lore to that.
Okay. Please, please, please. Oh shit. Okay. And then so that's 2. So 14, and then I add my actual bonus though for cunning on
Yes,
top
you add
of
your
the,
you add your bonus to cunning, and then your
and that's 18.
18. Okay. So you've heard, because who hasn't heard, the wild rumors that just revolve around the Antivan crows. Like, there are rumors that they can appear and disappear into thin air. There are rumors that they can fly. But you know that that's all just grandstanding and fear-mongering to enforce their reputation. But you know for the facts that the Antivan Crows are a highly organized, notorious league of assassins, spies, and thieves that hail from the nation of Antiva. And you know that realistically, even though that there are like merchant princes and that sort of thing in charge of various facets of Antivan culture, the crows are really the ones running things behind the scenes. And you know that they are led by 8 major houses. You know that Vargas is not one of the major houses, so they must therefore be a more minor house associated with the crows. And they accept contracts across all of Thetis, does not matter whether it's Antivan or not. And they have a reputation for making sure a contract is completed, though they are often expensive. And usually, if there are conflicting parties, they side with the party who's paying the most.
Okay. Do I have an idea of what expensive may mean in this case, based off of that information? Like, do I have an idea of what would be an appropriate amount to get together to offer in payment to have the contract?
I would say it depends specifically. Yeah, I would say it depends specifically on like what exactly this contract would entail. Like, if you're like, hey, I want you to personally bust into the vault and procure my friend's phylactery for me, break it, and then abscond from the building, that would definitely be a much pricier contract than if you were like, hey, if after this whole phylactery is procured, I want you to guarantee my friend's safety from and help her get out of here. That would be a much much less steep price comparatively.
Maybe we pivot. Maybe it's got to be one for all. Musketeer thing, guys. Inside job. I don't know if we can do this.
What? Okay, I need like a number. I need like a number of what steep versus less steep means.
Okay.
Because we don't ever get like any examples of how much people paid for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Because that is like one of the more like difficult part. Because we never like get any hard numbers for, at the very least, like contracts and that sort of thing. We get prices for like items
I'm
and that
guessing at
sort of
least
thing.
hundreds of gold.
Yes, it would be like hundreds of gold sovereigns for sure.
Yeah.
At like bare minimum.
Okay. Hundreds of gold for helping Aosia abscond, or
I want to say, I think that could be. I'd say that could be more. It would still probably be in the hundreds because they're the Antivan Crows, but it would certainly cost you less if he were basically just making sure Aosia got out, as opposed to, hey, I want you to do this whole thing for me.
Okay. Conceivably, because money is not really like a physical currency that we write down in this game. From a noble background, but obviously like with her situation.
Yes, this would definitely this would definitely entail basically asking your uncle for funds for this contract.
Yeah. But I want to know, like, how much would she be able to provide towards it to see if she can ask her uncle for less money.
Like, assist directly in the contract.
Right, because I imagine, like, I'm you know what I mean? Like, I imagine she gets money.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have a hard time imagining her using much of the money that she gets to buy like a whole lot, because she is a member of the family, so it's not like, oh, you're gonna be tasked with buying your own clothes and shit like that. Like, that is a thing that is provided. And she didn't have friends, so it's not like she was going out, you know, all the time to do things. Does that make sense? So while I don't think it's like a whole shit ton of money saved up, I have to imagine that she's like, I have money that I don't use because I don't really have a need to. I mean, we've talked about her house. She asked for a little shed aside from the main estate.
Okay.
That's pretty,
yes,
you know,
I would say this contract, like, bare minimum 200 sovereigns.
She will throw in the fact that she is planning that, like, as an added bonus on top of whatever she needs to pay. She's like, I also plan on, in Aosia's words, bringing the other common denominator to the brink of ruin and despair, so that we can forcibly, perhaps, cause a little character growth.
He sort of like smirks, and that gets you a 10% discount for sure.
Let's fucking go! Okay, so you said 200 sovereigns?
Yes, and that's like if he's basically just like guaranteeing like Aosia gets out, stops anybody from stopping her, essentially. That's not like him busting into the vault and like figuring it out, but
okay.
That's basically just him like playing bodyguard, essentially.
Okay. And you would be able to get her out of Orlais?
That is what I would be getting paid for, so yes. Though, whether she would want to leave Orlais proper would be her decision to make, so I would have to discuss that with her after she has been absconded from her current place of residence.
She kind of looks off to the side for a moment, mulling things over. And then we'll look at Augustine again. Say, that sounds amenable to me. I will see to it then, so that we can seal this contract.
Very well.
I think
Any-
I will need a day.
Yeah. He extends a hand.
All right, she'll shake hands with
He shakes
August.
yours.
Do you want a third and a fourth? She doesn't say that. I'm kidding. Tiana says that.
A third
What
and
a third and a
a fourth.
fourth? Yeah, Ade and Izan. What do you mean? But no, she'll shake his hand and say, I'll be back then. Tomorrow afternoon, probably. If that's okay.
That is perfectly acceptable. I will see you then.
All right. And then she's going to excuse herself. Is Valeria still around, or was Valeria like, I'll get my dad and then I'm gonna leave?
It was kind of I'll get my dad and then I'll leave because this seems official and I should not be present for it.
Sure, that's fair. Okay. All right. Then she will exit.
All right, you exit, and we cut back to Aiden.
Oh, okay.
Aiden, you've been sort of. Where are you?
It's been a while.
Yeah, apologies.
No, it's all right.
I was saying, where are you currently hiding out or hanging out or whatever?
Oh, I was discovered at the squid stand, so I imagine he's moved to another stall location, haberdasher or something like that. Looking up, he's casually procuring disguises, materials, and clothes and apparel and everything. So,
all right,
trying on hats and things like that.
Yes, it takes a while, but eventually Jeanette does find you.
And so he will thank her for coming. Jeanette, thank you for coming. I have something important for you to do.
She looks at you almost like a little despondently, but waits for you to continue.
He says, as you know, the noose is tightening. Our enemies gather around us, and they think they've got me, like they always do, and they think that they're going to kick me while I'm down, but you can't keep me down, and you're going to demonstrate to the world why. And so he says, but this would be a big favor to ask, and I would compensate you accordingly. I happen to have an appointment at a very, very, very high society event here. I believe it's tomorrow. And I don't know, outside of the character here, I don't know if it's tomorrow or not. But
it's tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll say it's tomorrow. So basically, he says, and there will be plenty of items there that perhaps I can acquire for you, should you agree to this task for me.
Now, what is the task?
And he's going to pull out. This has been waiting the whole episode for this. He's going to pull out an amulet. He's going to place it in her hand. He says, you just need to get this to this person, and there's a name on a card there, starting with an M, and this person not here, but in Kirkwall. Kirkwall, and that's
you want me to go to Kirkwall?
I want you to go to Kirkwall. And all you have to do is deliver this amulet to that individual.
Make me a communications roll.
I would love to. All right.
And yes, I'll say persuasion applies here.
Oh, fantastic. So we have, let's see here. Wait, is this communication?
Mm-hmm.
Communication. Okay. So 2, 4, 8 plus 5 is 13, plus 2 is 15, plus persuasion is 16.
Okay. And she looks hesitant at first, but also it seems you're giving it off an aura of almost desperation.
Oh yeah. No,
that,
this is the last ditch effort.
Yeah, that she has not seen from you before.
Yeah.
And she just says, "How do I find this person?"
Well, she has a place there in the alienage. Simply go there and ask for her. That's all I'm asking. And like I said, this party tomorrow, these people will be wearing most people's annual salary around their necks, and I can easily procure certain items for you should you desire that. But of course, I know that you live by higher principles, and this would absolutely guarantee a favor for me in the future. And as you know, a favor from me is always repaid.
She sort of like looks at the amulet. Fine.
Clasps her hands. Is there anything in particular you would like, or are you simply doing this for the right reasons?
That's crazy.
And she like looks at it and she says, and she just says, "I'll deliver your amulet," but and then
that's all I ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like as she sort of like turns to start walking away, she like turns back to you and she just says, "Get over yourself," and she walks away.
Let's go.
The women are hitting hard.
Death by 1,000 cuts. Yeah.
Death by 1,000 cuts. I was like, but you have
character development, kicking and screaming.
I was like,
It's
but
ego death or nothing.
He's like, you'll remember me.
I was like, but if she took your amulet and said she would deliver it for you in Kirkwall,
yes.
So you know,
yeah.
I guess she'll ferry a ship some way.
Yep. It's you know, if he needs to pay for her passage, he will. It's not important that she get there right away. Like she can. It doesn't need to be like the most expeditious journey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she just needs to get there at some point. So yeah.
Who's in Kirkwall that you have to send someone there? What's he up to?
He's always got plans. That's the one thing you can count on with Aiden. He's always got plans. So yeah.
All right. So Aiden, you have delivered your amulet. Was there anything else that needed doing?
No. He's going to try to round up or find, or at least check up on Jean-Luc and the other member of his organization if he can, but otherwise prepare for tomorrow, make arrangements. He's got a job to do for Marjolaine, and he is going to see it through come hell or high water.
All right. Out of curiosity, have you peeked in the box yet?
Oh, you know what? I'm sure he has. He's incredibly curious. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you make me like when you open the box? Can you make me a cunning roll to see if you can? And I'd say cultural lore is appropriate here.
Fantastic. So this is going to be 5, 5, and 4 is 14, plus 3, plus 1 is 18.
Okay. Excellent. You recognize it immediately. You actually recognize this as a mask that belongs to a separate branch family of House Montbelliard, specifically belonging to Comtesse Solange Montbelliard, who is one of the 7 members of the Council of Heralds.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, y'all fucking connected.
A worthy target, if ever there was one. Yeah.
And I see him
What
still.
are you trying to do to my family?
I was saying, I see I'm frozen,
making
but
an enemy
that's
of me?
fine. My screen is not white, so I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
You
I
making an
am
enemy of me?
absolutely 100%. So
Okay. All right.
So yeah, that's fantastic. Wow, that's very familiar to him.
Yes, and you see that there are 5 masks. So you have.
I can switch them up. Yeah.
I was say, yeah, I was say so you can. I was say you could switch them up. You also have, extras should you wish to wrangle folk in.
Yes. Employee organization, remaining organizational members. Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, I am ready to go. It's a prize with all the goodies in it, and he is ready to deploy his skills for Marjolaine.
All right. Well, very briefly before we wrap up for the evening, I'm gonna check in on Buccio real quick. Is there any last minute things that Buccio was intending on doing? I know he was talking about surveying the university for something or another.
Yeah. He'll go and do that. He's also keeping an eye out for John Luke by any chance.
Okay.
Luke.
We should run across him.
All right. Make me a perception roll.
Okay, that would be, let's see, 9, 11 plus. That's it, 11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay. You're sort of like wandering around, sort of, picking up on stuff here and there. And it does take a little bit of time, but eventually you do glimpse Jean-Luc off in the distance.
Okay. I don't know if Buccio's ever met him or not.
No, you were given like a brief physical description of him, but no, you've never met him.
Okay. Buccio's gonna approach him, not stealthily or anything, but just kind of out in the open and been like, "Excuse me, sir, are you Jean-Luc?"
And he looks at you with a little bit of, like a slight bit of concern, and he's just like, "Yes, can I help you?"
You don't know me. I'm a concerned citizen. I've heard your name come up in certain circles, and it's not good, unfortunately. I have the feeling. All honesty, I hang out in taverns, so that probably does not make me look like the most trustworthy person. But I've heard your name come up in taverns, and I've heard you might have some dealings with Aiden Kincaid.
And like as soon as you drop Aiden's name, he immediately starts perspiring a little bit.
Yeah. I've heard that he's been freed from the prison. Through what means I don't know, but he might be looking to cut all ties with his former associates. Hopefully not in a physical sense. He might be concerned that
I'll say his face immediately goes stark white.
yes, I would be very careful in what might be asked of you. I mean, honestly, now might be the time to just leave town if possible.
Leave town. Where would I go?
Well, are you from here, sir? Or are you?
I mean, I'm not from Val Royale, but I am, from Orlais.
Do you have a home to go to, my friend?
I suppose, but do you think this trouble will follow me?
I'm afraid it might. I suspect those who are those with a criminal intent tend to what's the expression? Wrap up all the loose ends.
Oh, maker. What do you think I should do?
I would probably leave town. I have the feeling there's some bad things about to happen here in town. I'm probably leaving soon myself. So just as one man to another, I just wanted to pass that along to you because I've heard some good things about you, honestly. And again, you don't know me, and I would hate to see something bad happen to people.
Make me a communications roll.
Of course. And that would be, let's see, 7, 9, and I believe I have a I have a 5 to that. So let's see. So that's that was 9 plus 5, 14 plus deception, if you'll allow that.
Yes, you're certainly attempting to deceive him. So
that would be a 16 then.
A 16.
Yes.
Okay, he trusts you implicitly.
Okay, good. Again, I really hope maybe you're able to slip out of town before Aiden can find you.
I don't have any. I don't have any means of it just leaving the city. I don't want this trouble to follow me home to my parents.
Perhaps I can help you.
Would you do that?
I would.
Do you have something in mind?
Well, there's probably trade wagons heading out of town at regular intervals. If I can perhaps pay for your passage, I most certainly will do that.
I can pay for passage. That's no issue.
Okay.
When would this happen?
I would leave as soon as possible.
And he almost like desperately like plants his hands on your shoulders and just says, when is as soon as possible?
That generally means now.
At this moment?
Flee, my friend. I suspect a storm of violence is coming.
I will go gather my things. And he immediately runs off towards his dorm to go pack, presumably.
Godspeed, my friend.
And that's where we'll stop tonight.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Of course.
What a wild session.
we're winding down to the end.
The Dragon Age fandom.
What that end is gonna look like?
Oh boy.
We're gonna have such a crazy cliffhanger next episode. There's no way we don't. Something crazy's gonna happen.
It's gonna be like on season 3 of.
It's gonna be like you unlocked my next form, not even final, my next form, the Messiah.
Exactly. The son of Aiden appears.
Also,
martyr.
you know what, Diverse? Like, good on you. You're a very good sport about playing a person who is just that squeezable character.
It's completely
Very
unlikable.
Yeah.
It was just the worst.
It
No.
took me really to lean into that, but you do it very well. So good on you for being a good sport.
Thank you.
Everything
I
is said-
I have lots of
everything
fun
is said
with
in
it.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, I know. I don't take any of it like as a player. Like it's just one. Aiden is a
Yeah.
scoundrel and a criminal and a con artist and many other things. And so
You're
yeah.
like, I know this very well.
I don't think I will ever forget Elsie being like,
Yeah. So like I am just having fun with like doubling down and like living his whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
it's picking the mean choices in a Dragon Age game and sticking with it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's
Yeah.
end the live and we can do after session discussion.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back next Friday night.
Yes, for the season finale.
Season finale. Alrighty.
What a wild
Thanks,
season
everybody.
it's been.
Yeah, it's been a time for sure.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate your support. Please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe if you have not already. And we will see you next week for the season finale. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Aiden Kincaid.
Yeah.